Yeah. You didn't know it was a snow day, did you, buddy? Mama's not feeling well this morning. No, bub, she's inside. I know. Hi, Hercules. Hi, big handsome boy. Hey guys, welcome back to Doss Acres. Looks like another wintry wonderland out here. I liked our first one. I'd be okay with this one not being here, but it's okay. It's not too terribly cold today, but as I mentioned, Shannon is under the weather, unfortunately. So you might just get me and Bruno and the animals. I hope you don't mind. Hi, buddy. I know. First time out. All my birds, guys, cannot figure this out. All my birds stayed in their tree all night and have been all morning. I assume they just get snowed on and they just sit in it. Maybe they sit there and shake it off so it doesn't accumulate. But about 5:30 this morning, 5:15, 5:30, I heard a real loud thunder roll through. It wasn't like a big snapper, it was just a deep rumble. And right after it, you could hear the snow, wet snow, big flakes just pop, 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 hitting the camper and covering us up. So yeah, I had other things on the agenda for today, but I knew this was coming. We've been prepping for it. We got things covered. So we're getting a little bit late start because I did run to the store for things for Shannon. So I had to dig out the truck and throw it in 4x4 and down the road we went. I do always enjoy driving in the snow, I'm not gonna lie. But if you're not good at it, don't do it. I have a truck fully equipped for it and I've done it a lot. So we're gonna go with that and justify it. But I've got to go down, see the state of the goat pen, get feeders cleaned out, and we'll get them fed. The key to this weather, to any weather for that matter, especially the cold weather, it's all about layers. Got to have the right layers or the right fur coat with multiple layers. And I feel like I'm constantly changing them out here. I just like to burn through as much laundry as I can in a day. Sort of kidding. We rewear a lot. The outer layers. Yeah. I just got a notification, Bruno man, stay out here, bub, that my cat cam went off. And sure enough, Mr. Meowgie's up here. Hey, leave it. Now we are making strides. I say that, we'll see how this goes. In Bruno and Mr. Meowgie's relationship. Kit, on the other hand, Mr. Kit Kat, he's a little less patient with Bruno, as is Bruno with them. Bruno is still, he's not doing super well, but I feel like Mr. Meowgie's maybe just a little more used to dogs or something. In fact, big win, guys. Last night, I picked up Mr. Meowgie. Now, Bruno was out, so he was a little skeptical. He didn't stand by arms long, but I thought it was a great start. This guy is a great cat. So is Kit Kat, but he's definitely much more skittish. And he doesn't come back in the mornings because he knows Mr. Bruno's in here, but this is just a part of the routine. Getting them acclimated to one another. Ironically, Mr. Meowgie and Kit Kat did not stay in their warm houses all night last night. They didn't come and go like they normally do too, so I don't know. They had been staying over in our straw. We've got that big billboard over it, and so they can get in there, stay dry, I assume stay warm. Even though their houses are gonna be warmer, you know, they're cats. They didn't always have these nice heated houses before. But see, just right now, all I'm doing, just showing you that Mr. Meowgie gets his love. Mr. Bruno's okay with it as long as I let him eat the cat food off the ground, not out of the bowl. How buddy. I did turn their houses up just a little bit before last night. Today, the high is 33 degrees, just 1 degree above freezing. So the snow is not gonna go anywhere today. I believe the high for tomorrow is maybe even like 31, 32, about the same. So this is gonna be here for a couple of days, but hopefully if the forecast stays, which here in the Midwest, it changes all the time. Hopefully Friday, it's supposed to be like 47. If we can get, hey, get out of there, leave it. No, sir. If we can get anywhere near the 40s, this should move it on out. If we can get any sunshine, it'll move it on out. Not gonna complain anymore. Just making factual statements, right? While I'm loving on the cat. It's a good boy, Mr. Meowgie. Mr. Meowgie got a real good shot on Bruno the other day. Bruno will come in here. We let him out. While we're in the cabin, if he wants to go out, we'll let him out. Herc will bark him out. They've had that raccoon over there that I'm trying to find so I can take care of it. There was some concern that he's rabid, and I would agree with that. I've seen a worse case that I had to take out on my driveway some months ago, probably 6 months ago. And that one was, I mean, it was bad. Middle of the day, walking like he had just come from the local saloon up the driveway and just stopped. And when he saw me, I mean, I think I was about 35 yards away. He didn't run off. He didn't anything. I could tell something was wrong with him, and I was able to take care of it, grab it, put it in a bag, take it way to the back of the property because I didn't want Bruno to bring it back to me. If I see this big one again and he's still kind of moving slow and acting weird, especially if it's during the day, I'll have to take care of him too. Yesterday, Herc was down in Goatville. Hi, Mr. Meowgie. Yeah, that's my kitty. That's my kitty. You're okay. We'll work on that. Herc was down in Goatville laying at the base of one of the trees, just staring up. And he knew I was outside. If he knows I'm outside, he's coming up to the gate to see if I'm coming to see him or say hi. And he stayed down there. So I grabbed my binoculars, a freedom stick. I went down there, looked up the two trees that he was real close to. By the time I was in there, of course, the goats were all around me. He was around me, and my presence was all that it was about. So I couldn't get him to point anymore, and I could not find anything up in those trees. Could be squirrels as well. He'll tree squirrels. But I really want to find that raccoon. I've been keeping a close eye on the camera in here because the cat food is always out and this door is always open. However, a lot of bird activity, a lot of Bruno activity. These cats do not back down from a fight. So I don't know if a raccoon would even try to come over here. Hey, bud. Bruno, leave it. You're gonna get a bloody nose again, my man. Right now you got a snowy nose. Bruno, no sir. I hate to laugh at this, guys. I know. Yeah, huh? I could work real hard on training him, but some of it's gonna have to come by nature. These are animals. These are creatures. They gotta live with one another on this 20 acres and maybe some of the 10 next door. I don't know. Get out of that food. No, sir. Hey. Okay. Mr. Miyagi, I'm gonna let you be, buddy. Take a little cat nap. I gotta go see some goats about a dog. Decent job, Bruno, man. By the way, if you guys see this little spot right here, it's gonna drive you nuts now that I'm pointing it out. Somebody threw my phone. It wasn't me. Maybe Bruno, maybe Shannon. Can you see the spot? There it goes. There's a... You're not gonna be able to stop seeing it now if you're anything like me. I'm so sorry. Yes, there is a scratch on my lens, and it doesn't wash off. It's permanent. I'll have to get that fixed one of these days, AKA upgrade my phone. I do have some footage though from, I believe it was about 2 days ago. The weather's gonna look a whole lot different than it does right now, but we had a little problem. Are you guys just gonna stay up there all day? I know, you don't like to walk in the snow on the ground, do you? You gotta come down and eat. I'll break up some water for you. You got your heated blue bowl over there. It's good talking to you. All right, be good. They're gonna be up there all day singing the exact same song. You hear that? I think it's a Beatles track. Not one of their better ones. My polar bear. What's up, big buddy? Hi, polar bear Herc. You already got your paths in the snow. I know, you gotta make your rounds, don't you? Hi, big fella. Yeah. Hi, baby boy. Oh, I got your nose with some snow. I'm sorry. Where'd your brother go? We just got down here and he's not even gonna come say hi. You need to clean my beard back. Oh, there he is. Oh, baby. You don't look so white when there's all this perfect snow around you. You're showing off your dirt. Yeah. Man, look at these big old paws of yours. Look at those paw prints, buddy. Oh, I love you, Hercules. Now last night, our evening feeding last night, Shannon and I knew this weather was coming, so we cleaned out the pen, swept everything off, and we put straw in every possible place these goats could be at night. And I don't have enough cameras down here to know exactly where every single goat is, but I think about 60% of them stayed in the main goat palace, and there were some down under the Herc hut. I know, I love you too, buddy. Oh, I know it. Dad, you had a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit this morning, and you didn't even share it with me. I know, you know, don't you? Whoa, slipping and sliding. Yeah. Herc's got to get his sufficient amount of love before I can go talk to the goaties. Koopa Man is sneaking up right behind you. Pretty much everybody's out. We got a little bit of snow falling still, but not enough to bother these guys, and they're hungry. Are you hungry, big fella? Are you hungry, big fella? Come on, buddy. Hi, Koopa Man. Yeah, I know. You don't even know there's snow on the ground, do you, big guy? I love you. I'm gonna say hi to some goaties, okay? All right. Little Mario, how are you, buddy? Not too puffed up, just a little bit. I never puff up. You live puffy. I not live puffy. Well, you're fluffy. Whatever you want to call it, give me my food. Oh, don't be a spruce, all loose. Yep. Yep. Hi, Weege Man. Mama girl, you doing all right this morning? Hercules, it's okay. I'm gonna get your food. Hey, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay, buddy. Don't get me hit by these horns on your account. I don't like that very much. Hi, Koopaloop. Now, Larry and Harry got him run down to Goatville. Oh, Blue's already got her crew in their feeding station. She's all about efficiency. Come on, children. That's the voice she has. Oh yeah, the footage I have from the other day. Bruno Man got to meet the goats face to face, nose to nose, horn to head. Not quite. He tried. Ouija tried. But I came down a couple days ago and we knew that Daisy had been getting out. If you remember, the last couple days, randomly after our evening feeding, Miss Daisy'd be outside the fence. Well, Luigi, we think, had eaten the electric line from the charger to the fence. Well, these guys are so used to this e-fence, they're so used to this life. I just thought, they're not gonna push it. So I left it alone. I was wrong, totally wrong. They kept playing in these little squares in this mesh netting because that wasn't doing anything. Now today, don't tell the goats, it's out of juice. It's not doing anything again. However, Shannon had a little scare. She came down and Luigi was caught up in it right about here and didn't have any other options. She said, hey, I'm just gonna have to cut him out. So she cut him out, and it did not take long before the rest of the goats realized that there were two squares wide open, and I came down and there was a whole slew of goats out here, and this post had been knocked down. Ironically, Herc stayed inside. He didn't go out. Blue was out. Well, here's the footage. And hey, let's get back in the pen for a minute, Bluesy. Come on. Atta girl. Ouija, come on, bud. Bruno, I know, Ouija, I know. Bruno, you're not gonna, nope, it ain't gonna be good, bud. Leave it. No, sir. Hair Bear, no, man. No. I've got help coming. We're gonna get animal crackers. I'm actually kind of proud of Bruno keeping you guys over here. Go on, Larry. Get back in there. Go on. Atta boy. I did my job, Mom. I'm a herder.
Did you get everybody back
I
in there?
did. That one wanted to kill me.
Yeah, I bet he did.
Hey. Come on. Larry Bear, come on. Get back in there. Larry. Yeah. I was just coming down to inspect this. Who done it?
Luigi.
Good job, Hercules.
I know, Herc, man.
I love you, buddy. I'll be coming in there. I promise. Hey, I'm gonna turn it on. Well, I am. I'm going to get the new alligator clip right now. And you guys go to do that next time, you're gonna get zapped. I had too much faith in you. Too much faith, little Mario. Oh, you silly boys. And you get to see Bruno at this age. He hasn't met the goats face to face like that in a while, especially not on a leash. And overall, I think he did a pretty stinking good job. I know if I hadn't been there and if I hadn't intervened, they would have worked it out, but he would have got real hyper, zoomed through them, probably caught a horn or two, because old Weege Man ain't too afraid of dogs. I know. Oh, get him to run, buddy. Good news. We remembered to put the hay feeders back in the hay hut last night. The feeders shouldn't be wet yet. Just gonna have to get snow out of them. Get you guys fed. Bruno, stay over here, bud. Blue and babies. That's not you, Spruce Loose. Looks like you guys. Miss Daisy girl. Oh, now is my latch frozen? Who's jumping on me? Is that you, Earl Man? It's you, Daisy girl. All right, we got these dried out pretty well. Whoa, 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 whoa. Here, let's go on down here. Come on. Dookie, why don't you get up over here? Daisy, keep your feet out of the feeder, silly. Miss Blue, here you go, baby girl. There you go. Good girl. Good boy. Good girl. Good boy. Getting big, girl, man. All right, kiddos. Well, you're not coming in here. The key to feeding on days like today, patience. Especially when you're flying solo. Just take your time. There's smudges on the camera. Sorry, folks. May just be how it is today, because I got my gloves on and I'm not taking them off. Mama and boys. Ooh. Weege, I don't think you're one of the boys, buddy. I mean, you're a boy, but you know what I'm saying. Really? Oh, goodness. You know, I'm showing patience, but you boys aren't, and that's why you keep throwing food on the ground. Harry, dadgummit. Come on, Hair Bear. Let's go in here, buddy. Boy, thank you. Sneaky little bugger. Whose turn is it now? Mine! Whose turn is it now? Spruce and Ouija? Oh. That ain't gonna hold. Murph! Don't hit. Holy moly, don't hit me now, mister. You'd think I've never fed this guy. What is that about, Weege? Oh, I don't know. He's a dum-dum. Okay, now, Larry, you're going to stay out here, bud. I don't have enough hands for this. Nope. Larry. Larry. Seriously. Weege Man. Did I just see poop in there? Crud. Spruce Man. Come on, Larry and Harry. Come on, boys. Come on. Now we got to race over there so I can get back and keep Ouija from stealing spruces. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And there's Spruce. Come on, boys. Herc, you want to come out, buddy? Come on, Hair Bear. Go on, Herc. Thank you. Ah, crud. Forgot I hadn't done yours yet. Here, get out, get out, get out. Silly boy. Help me help you, help me help you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, buddy? Huh? I know. There's food right here in the bucket, in your face. I'm trying. There we go. Okay. Blair Bear. Harry. buddy. Spruce, did you finish yours or did he run you off? Just in time, You haven't even eaten. Oh, because it's in that poop, isn't it? Where's the poop? Poop. Spruce, I wouldn't recommend getting in his bowl over here. You already ate all yours. I mean, you're not still hungry. There's no way you're still hungry. Look at you. Boop. Proud moment, guys. Bruno! Bruno, man. Stay over here, buddy. Come this way, big guy. I think he and Daisy are gonna be good pals. Is that a herc beneath me? Hi, buddy. Hi, big guy. We've been working really hard on keeping him over here, but we've noticed the last couple nights, I'm just gonna perch this up here, you guys are gonna be tall, that he disappeared for a while on his evening patrol. And you know, usually he'll stay out for maybe like 5-10 minutes, 15 at most. I think we were approaching about a half hour last night, and I was like, man, what is he doing? So I stepped out, called him a couple times. A minute or two goes by, and there he was at the door of the cabin. Comes inside, acting very nice, like, you know, I didn't do anything wrong. Smelled like fire. Well, nobody had fires outside. I know they have a fireplace that runs inside pretty much 24/7. That would tell me he probably went inside. That's 2 nights in a row now that's happened. I'm still getting acclimated with his new perimeter fence. The e-collar that I got him that is the perimeter style. It does rely on GPS, and you literally have to like turn it on and walk around, give it some time. There's an indicator as to whether or not it's talking to GPS. So I don't know, guys. We paid good money for it. Not the top tier, but you know, upper mid-level, I would say, somewhere in there. I don't know. Depends on your budget. Paid more than I would like to, I can tell you that. And for what I paid so far, I'm a little underwhelmed. Can I have that? Thanks, buddy. All right, Larry. Back up, boys. These gates don't want to open in that snow. So I've got to do a little more testing. I need to hop on the four-wheeler. I'm kind of making some fake fences, if you will, so that I don't have to walk to my property line every single time to test it. But I don't know, like, how long do I need to test it? Like 30 minutes or an hour to know that it's going to stay connected? Because what good is it if it's intermittent? I don't know. So I'll be letting you guys know brand and, watch out, mama girl. Brand and the investment amount and what I think about it. It's not sponsored. I researched it myself, thought, hey, I'll buy this one. It's a little bit more budget friendly than the big names. I might have got what I paid for. And it still was not cheap. What you whimpering about, huh? Those birds are being a little abnormal. I know it. So I just saw a first from my guineas, and as you guys know, we study them a lot and never had guineas before. Didn't dream it would be like this. We have them primarily, if you're newish here, for insect control in the spring and the summer. We have so many oaks out here that those leaves are just a cesspool for ticks. And I was bit, a little over a year ago. I was bitten. A tick got me. Don't know which one. I get bit by way too many ticks to count, but it's that Lone Star tick red meat allergy. It's alpha-gal is what I call it. That's the more scientific shortened version of it. And we had a lot of ticks. So our goal was to build a small army of birds. 30-ish was our goal. We're at 28 now. Yeah, because of this guy. Bruno, you helped with a couple of those too, buddy. Yeah, but Herc straight up killed him. I killed him and almost killed him, and you had to kill him. Herc just stinking killed that one. He's got a point. But guineas do fly. I mean, you've seen it, but it's kind of usually like a wise fly. So they'll try to go from a higher point in elevation down, so they're not really having to flap too hard up. They were just in that tree I showed you guys on our way down to feed, and I heard some hard flapping a minute ago, and I had gloves on, couldn't get the camera going, sorry. They were flying out of that tree, dipping down a little bit right over the camper, and then gave it another final surge to get up in an oak that's well above 20 feet elevation from where they were. They did not want to come down in the snow. And ironically, the first ones to go, I'm making a bit of an assumption here, all 5 of my adults were still here in this tree. this one right here, and all but 12 of them took off over there, which would be the youngest. You can see them up in those trees there. I think you can. I can. There's some even over, goodness, way up there. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna be able to get it on camera. Where are we at? Up a little bit. There we go. Way up in that tree, and they did not touch the ground first. But it was the youngest of all of them to go first. And then the middle ones, there's 7 of them, they stayed with the adults. And then eventually they were like, maybe those young birds have an idea here, and they all are up in those trees. I'm assuming they're trying to get over to their bird coop. They want to see if they can land in there because that's where their food is. And I'm sure they want me to throw some worms. I'm going to see what the weather does, though. I don't want to throw out a bunch of worms and make them come down in the snow when that's not what they're equipped to do. So I don't want to entice them. I want them to make the decision. And one just went down, and he's going right back up. Yeah, I've never seen him fly like that. Like, that is much more controlled flight than I've ever seen from any of them. I think some are dropping into the bird coop. We'll go take a look here in a minute. Are you done with your dry food, buddy? Ready for your post-feeding treat? Yeah, I know. I see those alert ears on that guy. He knows what we're waiting for. So ultimately, one of them ate the alligator clamp that livens this fence. They ate down here and cut it. While it was, no, it wasn't hot. It didn't have charge. Is it popping now? We're gonna see if we don't get electrocuted here. So I took this from another charger. My dad gave me 2 chargers that are identical for this fence. And so I just replaced that. I charged this up that Bruno just pushed over like a jerk. That was rude, dude. I replaced that clamp that livened the fence, and I had to repair this because they had chewed on it. It was into the T-post and the panel, which if that line is touching this, that will put this hot. This T-post and that panel right there. And Herc has let me know before when that's the case, and he does not like it. So I got brave and I brought down metal zip ties. I had the fence hot. I used electrical tape to connect up the parts that Shannon had to cut Luigi free from. The fence was holding still. I was holding still. So I put one hand on the T-post and I thought, well, I'll just carefully pull when it got me. And when your hand is on a T-post that's in the ground, less than 2 feet from the ground rod, you get all the shock. It was a good one. It doesn't hit near as hard as my big fence down there, but I haven't been hit hard from that one in years since we put that thing up. I wasn't really ready for this. So instead of being lazy, I walked out of the nursery, came over, turned off the charger, finished zip tying. That's the right thing to do. Do it in that order. It felt good, but I knew it was working. And little Mario showed me later that he knew it was working. So they're respecting the fence today. I may have to swap out this battery with the other one that I've got fully charged up top. But usually once they hit it, it buys a few weeks before they even try to mess with it again. I don't know. I'll keep an eye on it and I'll do whatever I think is safest. All right, bub. You did a great job. Love you, Herc, man. Thanks for keeping everybody safe last night, buddy. Love you, goaties. Even the mean ones. Yeah, whatever. Get out of here. I mean, he's my best friend over here. He's my best friend, Larry, but I don't like him. I'll tell him I don't like him, but I love him. But don't tell him that. Okay. Good job, guys. Enjoying that hay hut. You can still see the snow coming down just a little bit. They did indeed find their way to their coop, but I think they also realized we got less than an inch of accumulation. Bruno, man, let him be, buddy. Hey, leave it. Bruno, come. Come. That's boy, good boy, yes sir. That's my good buddy. So I think they're realizing they can move about a bit better because this ain't that 6 inches like we got last time. I mean, they're not gonna be able to hunt for much today, but at least they can get in there and get their feed. Good job, birds. Bruno, it's a ritual that we come and look for tracks in the snow, huh? So far, I've seen 1 deer track and yours. Now, we got a little bit of that snow, I don't know, I would guess after about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, and then it kind of laid off. And it wasn't again until about 5:15, 5:30 when I heard that thunder that it followed up with the good snow for a little bit. Sure does make the trail nice and beautiful. But that, you know, a lot of your nocturnal predators and stuff, even if they were out here, I got enough snow on top of it that their tracks are already covered up. So the little deer tracks that I saw definitely looked to be like a fawn, and it was all by itself, which was kind of odd for how small it is, but you know, I don't know. Got a super dangerous widowmaker, guys, and it's actually getting worse. And I don't have a great way to get them down. And what I mean by that, when they are this, don't stand under these trees, guys. Just don't do it. For anybody who's concerned that I'm doing it right now, it is leaning away and to the left. And when that guy comes down, he could hit that tree and then either come my way, which there's another tree here, or go that way. We're gonna pay attention. I'm 100% sure I would hear it crackling before it goes. And the other two are gonna go off that direction. But I don't have a good way to cut this down, guys. I am not about to put a chainsaw in that. Look at that cavity. I don't know how it's still standing. We've got some new cracking and stuff that you can see right here. And one of the newest developments, where is it? Would be this crack right here. I don't know how well the camera's gonna pick it up, but it was not cracked all along there until we had those 35-mile-an-hour winds not too long ago. And that one's now got a new lean toward our trail. Shannon is very aware of it. We look at it every time we're out here. We are very careful about it, and we try to just move on. In fact, that's the most time I've spent by it, aside from when we brought mom and dad out. Dad and I sit there and looked at it too. But yeah, those are the things you got to think about when you're out here. And a lot of that stuff that I've been cutting up for the backside of the steer pen, which has obviously got a timeout called on it today, maybe. Sometimes I get bored just sitting around and I go do things in less than ideal weather. That's a good boy. I love this guy. Yeah, I know it, buddy. You love the snow, don't you? But we're coming up on the trail here on the backside. That is where I'm clearing for the backside of the steer pen. So a lot of that stuff you saw in our last video, if you saw the last video, I was in here. In fact, we're gonna go in there because I haven't seen it since the exhausted day when I finished it all. Now, a lot of cleaning left. You can see all the little saplings I cut down and haven't drugged those out yet. Some of them I thought about churning up with my brush cutter. So about where Bruno is, you can see on the bottom of that tree, one of my insulators, and then down on this guy right here. And so I'm just trying to make this traversable to them. I'm gonna leave big trees like those, but trees like this, you know, probably 9-inch diameter, 9 or 10, that's sticking around. That's sticking around. But all these little saplings, we did find out these are hickory, which if they were adults, they'd be great firewood. But instead, they're just annoying little buggers with branches that like to steal my hat, poke me in the eyeball. So those are all gonna go, but the ones that are still here, like that, a couple behind it, they are too big to run over with my brush cutter. So I'm just gonna have to get in here with the chainsaw, cut those down. But I don't know if you can see the other insulator right there at the end of my finger. These guys are on the outside of the fence line because we're gonna go from here to over here. But I'll probably go ahead and take those out anyway, just so none of them land on the lines later. Plus these may actually be up in the top lines. Ugly trees, gotta go. But I gotta say, a one-man show, on and off the tractor 30,000 times, cutting, carrying, picking up with the tractor, sawing. I got tired, I quit. I cut that one down and said I'm done for the day. This right here though, guys, this is what I want it to look like. I did come in here, there was all those white oak saplings were right in here. We got a couple of white oaks over here, and you can see my eyelet or my insulator right there on the bottom of that little curved tree. And it's coming in from over here, gonna go there, connect over here. This is what my goal is for all of this in due time. I want to do as much of it as I can before the steers are here. All this right here did the same thing, just cut down some more stuff and made another mess. But this will be area they can traverse. So I want to get this stuff out of the way and burn it. That one's probably gonna be some firewood, but the rest of it, I'm just burning it. I've got more firewood than I know what to do with. All right, so I have been communicating with Shannon. She's doing better. The stuff I got her from the store, all that stuff's starting to kick in, and I think she's coming around, but she's still got to take her time. She suffers from migraines or severe headaches. I don't really know the definition of a migraine versus a severe headache, but boy, it takes her down, and I feel so bad for her. So I don't know if we're gonna get to see her today. Might throw a little clip in here towards the end. Make sure you guys know she's smiling, she's happy, everything's okay. She's fine. I'm getting good reports, but she just needs to ease into it. And when she's ready, I'll get some food in her belly, and that will help tremendously. He has been nose to the ground. I can't smell nothing through this snow. What the heck? What a ripoff. Keep sniffing, buddy. Pretty much every time he comes back to the cabin door, he's got a big old pile of snow on the end of his nose. He's a happy boy, I can tell you that. This is my brush pile. Everything that I was doing, I would take intermittent breaks to carry it over here. Guys, this thing, does that give you a better frame? About 6'4", give or take. It's a big old brush pile. Wingspan, 6'6". Do I have to say it again? It's a big old brush pile. It's gonna be one heck of a fire. Okay, yeah, the snow annoys me, but if you just stop and soak in the sights, it's pretty gorgeous. I see a beautiful bonfire in the making. Thing's gonna reach up way high in the sky. Should be okay. My firewood pile down there. Gotta get the steer pin finished so I can play in some of that. Ooh, you know what? Splitting wood with a splitting maul. That's a justifiable thing on a snow day, right? That's what I tell myself. And then my steer pin. About where that tree is right there, that little double tree. That'll be about the beginning of it. All this right here is gonna be room to roam. Got their structure that's gonna keep them nice and dry. They can get out of the wind, get out of the snow. We're very thankful that's been through some heavy winds already and it has not moved since we staked it down. And then I am gaining a good 60 or 80 feet back to the back. It's gonna be a good place. Old Beans is gonna love it. And what are you guys calling Jay and Charlotte's that we're getting? I've dropped some hints. We've played along with some of you. We haven't told you. And maybe we don't know. I don't know. You guys tell me in the premieres and a lot of the comments and things, and everybody's trying to tie it to Beans. But guys, remember, I've got to remind you of this. We are doing this because I want meat. I want to raise our own beef. Now, Beans, right now, he's not on the menu. He is a companion steer, and I've met him. He's a little cutie, so he's not necessarily up for eating just yet. But the one that we get from Jay and Charlotte, we're gonna, when he's ready, you know, we're gonna have him processed. And until then, he's gonna have the greatest life that any steer has ever had. I'm saying it right now. So, do I want his name to tie in with Beans? I don't know. I think I'm, over time, having lost Nala, helped Dad with Batman, losing some birds, just experiencing this life, I'm a little more realistic about the reason God created these animals. So I don't want you all to get too attached to the animals that we know we're going to harvest. And just know that they're going to have a better life than any other meat that I go buy at the store. Nobody is going to have a Doss Acres KNS experience like our animals. Bruno, man. Hey. Hey. There's that Catahoula leopard dog, that herding dog. Is that my Kit Kat? Hi, Kit Kat. I didn't know you were up here, buddy. Hi, buddy. I think I could pick this guy up too, if I'm being honest. He'll climb up my leg. Yeah, I know it. You guys hear him purring? You giving me love nibbles? I'm getting a little less afraid of them these days because I know you guys know how to control your claws and how hard you bite. Boy, they will whack each other though when they are fighting for attention. It's a little bit funny. No claws out though. I didn't realize they would so wisely decide when claws need to come out and when they don't. Claws always out for Bruno, I can tell you that. But they'll pat at me. There's a little love bite. And they don't use claws. I call it a love pat. That's all it is, right? It's a love pat, Kit Kat. Stop biting. Hey, no, don't tear my glove. These aren't leather. I'm glad you're in here during the day, buddy. You don't usually come back in the day, do you? I know it. And you know what? Hey. Hey. Boop. 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 Be nice. What are you doing? Oh, you're funny. Guys, we love and appreciate you. We thank you for coming along on this journey with us. And as always, we'll see you in the next one. Bye. So Bruno has officially treed all the guineas again. My little bird herder. He's just a little bit hyper out here in the snow. You guys want to see what a guinea stampede looks like? If you ever see that around your house, you go out in the morning or anything, you're about to be taken over by guineas. Which oddly looks a whole lot like turkeys and other birds, just different sizes.